Yo! Video games.
What up, dudes? It's Matt here from YoVideogames, and here we are on a Sunday afternoon, and what happens? Monolith Soft itself just decides to drop some major news out of the blue. Now, on the surface level, this is more of a sort of a recruitment, but there's a lot of caveats to this one, and that is, it came with a very specific message by Xenoblade, Xenogears, Xenosaga creator Tetsuya Takahashi himself, who wrote a pretty nice, decent message that went public for everyone to read, so it's kind of got a little bit of more importance and weight on it. It also gives us a very good clue as to what's going on with the future of the company and what their future projects are. And yeah, there's a lot to unpack here. And let's just start with the message, which was posted on their website and on their Twitter. It's all in Japanese. I do not speak Japanese. I am basically running this through multiple different translators to try to get like a general sense of what I can do. So full disclosure, this is all going to be machine translated, but multiple machine translated, basically. And I'm even going on sentence by sentence, trying to make sure with multiple translations that it's not just mixing things up or losing things. I'm trying to be as specific as possible with this because I want to give you the best information on this possible. I want this to sound as legit as I can. Anyways, here we go. Here's the message from Chief Creative Officer at Monolith Soft, Tetsuya Takahashi himself. Hello, everyone. My name is Takahashi-san, or Tetsuya Takahashi from Monolith Soft. This is the first time in a while that we are looking for development staff for Monolith Soft's Production Studio 1. I can't talk about the details here, but the genre is a new RPG, quotation mark, new RPG. So tons of stuff to unpack there. First of all, he says it's the first time in a long time that Production Studio 1 is looking for new development crew. Production Studio 1 is the Xenoblade team. So the Xenoblade team is looking for new staff for the first time in the long time. The other big thing here is the quotation marks, new RPG. The genre is a new RPG. Now, this could technically mean, it's a new Xenoblade, but the thing is that this part of the website previous to this message and this news announcement going out would just use images of Xenoblade in development, behind the scenes stuff, and it was like, hey, this is the Xenoblade team, come work for the Xenoblade team. Now the director's saying, come work, we're hiring a lot of people, and it's for a new RPG. So the sort of the what we're kind of getting from this is actually not Xenoblade. They are moving on from Xenoblade. They're going to do something new, and I guess I'll talk about that a little bit later, because I have thoughts on that, and it's actually pretty good. I'm actually okay with that, but so continuing forward, he says, the new RPG is a new challenge for Monolith Soft and is more advanced than previous Monolith Soft titles. Naturally, the content that we need to create will also be much more advanced, and we need many talented people to join us. Although we have narrowed our job openings down to 8 for the sake of convenience, what he means is job openings down to 8 areas for the sake of convenience. We are basically looking for people in all areas of the industry. We are looking for people of all skill levels, from asset production to lead positions. So he's basically saying that, we've narrowed, we've broken it down into 8 categories, but we basically need everyone. We need everyone from all skill levels, like he said. Everything from asset production to lead. So he's looking for leadership positions. He's looking for people just to make, textures. That's what he specifically mentions here. And that is at the bottom of this page. And then continuing forward there, he says, as I mentioned in the previous recruitment, Monolith Soft has been producing games with a small number of people compared to the scales of the titles we produce. While this is something to be proud of, the circumstances surrounding the game industry these days means that we can no longer, we can no longer do such a thing. For example, the days of just throwing manpower to produce a large amount of product are long over, and it's become a matter, of course, of how to provide an efficient production environment. Now, this is a very key thing here. This is going to be very industry side here. This is probably stuff like, oh, this doesn't confirm Xenoblade. Where's the Cosmos connection? Shut up. What he's talking about here is actually hyper important, which is, yes, they've basically been able to produce huge scale games with a very relatively low number of staff in the past, and it's something to be proud of, but like they can't keep that going forever. But he's also saying by the same token, the days of just throwing manpower at a game to solve its problems, hello Assassin's Creed and Call of Duty, are long over. It's become a matter of how to provide, an efficient production environment. His solution, he's saying it right here, is the solution to making large-scale games with more high-end graphics is to have a efficient production environment. He's saying you need to have a good workplace. You need to have a good workplace. You cannot just throw men at the wall or manpower at the wall, who's misogynist, whatever. You can't just throw people at the wall and just expect the problem to go away just by throwing bodies at it, which is absolutely brilliant. It's probably one of the best things in this statement, and it's super hyper important to you. Even if you're like, I don't care about how the game is made, I just want the game to get made. Even if you're just that asshole, this is hyper important because you need people in decent mental condition to make the games you love. You have to have some modicum of care for it. But anyways, that was a super important part of his message here, and I just thought it was really important to point out, and it needs to be pointed out. In order to meet the ever-increasing demands of our customers, it is important for us to have a variety of knowledge to make use of this knowledge in synergistic relationships. All machines translate as horizontal relationships, but it's basically synergy. In the role-playing game genre, each specification, such as fields, battles, characters, quests, and stories, are closely interrelated. This is especially true for open-world games, which have become commonplace in recent years, and it is frankly difficult to create each of these elements independently. Of course, there is nothing that can't be done that way, but if there is no synergy or horizontal coordination, it will be immediately obvious to the audience who plays the game, and that is not our intention. Basically, he's saying is everyone needs to basically be on the same fucking page. Whether it's people, level design, fields, making fields, doing the battles, doing the characters, doing the side quests, doing this, main crit path story. Everyone's got to be on the same page. You could just do it, everyone's working separately in their own little bubble, but it's going to be immediately obvious, to the people playing the game if there isn't coordination or synergy between all aspects of the team. Also very hyper important. This is something a lot of games, a lot of AAA video games get wrong all the time. And that's because they're not on the same page. They're not synergized. So yeah, that is another big thing there. We want to, continuing forward, he says, we want as many customers as possible to enjoy our products because of the hard work that goes into their creation. Basically saying he wants their work to be appreciated. And we at Monolith Soft have been creating, our games with this in mind, and we are strongly seeking people who share this belief and who are looking for such a production environment. Again, he wants people to, he wants to have a positive work environment, and he wants talent to be recognized, and he wants people who are looking for such a production environment. This one's a little weird. I tried to translate this specific thing as much as I could, but yeah, it basically just sounds more or less like we want people to enjoy the game. We want people to be able to appreciate our work. We need to create a good work environment for it, and we're looking for people who share this belief. So this is sort of just general fluff recruitment part of it. And then lastly, at the end of it, he's got, I apologize if I sound a bit formal, but Monolith Soft is, it's not a, he says square or a four peg organization. This one was weird to translate. It's not a square organization, at least in Production Studio 1. We are an organization that is unique in its rough and ready nature. Please feel free to knock on our door. Let's work together to create a new work and a new organization. Now, this is all kind of weird. The translation's a little weird on this one, but he's basically saying that, look, I apologize if I sound a bit formal, but we're really not a bunch of stiffs. At least not in Production Studio 1. He says we're unique, and this is sort of dipping its toe into we're mavericks. But the only reason it's not dipping its toe into that, we're Mavericks. We've got that BioWare magic, or whatever the company said that they just our magic will come together. And shut up. Any company who says that's an asshole. But yeah, he basically saying like, look, I know this sounds kind of stiff and formal, but trust me, like we're very like rough and ready. Basically, he's basically trying to pull the whole we're family BS here, but yeah, in a very Japanese business sort of way, where he's basically trying to say straight up like, look, like it's not as cold and corporate as it sounds. But yeah, come knock on our door. Let's work together. And yeah, that was his. That's basically his whole message right there. And he's looking for staff who create a new world for his new RPG. And this is, okay, as he said, he broke it down. He's looking for a 2D designer, artwork staff in leadership position. You will be in charge of creating artwork for the game's character design, background, monsters, mechanics, accessories, Production Group 1, Takahashi Productions. But yeah, they're recruiting for a leader in character design, background art design, team management, operation, liaison work with external partner companies, and various quality management, etc. So that's one thing. All those he's looking for people for all of those, and that's just for the 2D designer. There's 3D designer. Creation of human models. This is where it gets interesting. You will be responsible for the production, blah, 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 mass production. They're looking for people for creation design of human models, creation design of mecha, specifically mecha first, creatures, etc., creation design of related accessories, furniture, tools, costumes, etc., liaison work with external partners, and various quality control, etc. Interesting. That's a 3D CG designer category. And then there's the map category. You're responsible for production of 3D models. Will be for leader class recruitment, creation of 3D map models and various assets. Basically, just more map people. Environment engineer, various tools related to production efficiency and automation, development and support of DCC tool plugins, yada, yada, yada. I don't want to bore you too much with this, but they're also looking for a field level designer, level design of the field, mechanic design related to play, placement and selection of enemies, which is very important in Monolith Soft games. And I have to hyper focus on I'm playing through the Visions of Mono demo. No hate for the demo. Yeah, a little bit of hate. But yeah, it's definitely missing that je ne sais quoi of Monolith Soft, where they have such strategic and organic natural placement and selection of enemies on the field map. And they're looking for more people in that setting of expertise, setting of rewards, etc., implementation of various data, basically saying, okay, you need to make rewards. They're looking for people whose job is going to be making things you find by exploring, making the rewards for exploring worth it. He's looking for an assistant director. He's looking for an in-game animators, creation of animation of people, mechas and creatures, creation of an animation of buildings and in-game gimmicks. If a building falls over, whatever, or a ship flying through the air. Transitions of they're called anime transitions, but it's animation. Creation of animation transitions, direction, supervision related to in-game anime or animation, production progress, management of affiliated sections, blah blah blah. And then, lastly, they're looking for effects designers, in-game effects, looks proposals, shader development, yada yada. All that out of the way, let's break this down. Where does my brain go on this? And it's kind of shooting in 1,000 different directions right now. And first of all, let's talk about the elephant in the room, where it's just saying that okay, it's not Xenoblade. The Xenoblade team is not working on a new Xenoblade game. At least that would kind of be the official view from what this RPG recruiting. However, I don't think that necessarily precludes, or limits something from, say, a Xenoblade 2 Definitive Edition. I know you guys are going to be saying, oh, but when Xenoblade X needs a definitive. Xenoblade X is dead and you need to let it go. That game sold less than 400,000 copies on the Wii, on worldwide. It's not coming back, and it doesn't need to come back. It has no connection to anything. I like the game, but let's just move on from it. Okay, just move on. My apologies for the big Xenoblade X stands out there, but I just don't think it's coming back, and you're just setting yourself up for disappointment. Anyways, there could be a small team or a smaller part of Monolith Soft that's just doing a definitive edition with basically some oversight from Takahashi himself. Say if they added an epilogue to, say, Xenoblade 2 Definitive Edition, there's plenty of reason for that to happen. As far as like story lore reasons. Anyways, but yes, it is what we can sort of glean from this is that the next big game from the Xenoblade team will not be Xenoblade 4. Xenoblade 4 is basically probably put on the back burner. We are going in for a new game. And I'm actually okay with this. I'm actually kind of excited by this. This is cool with me. I'm actually very cool with this because I feel that they had this trilogy that had multiple chapters, huge DLC campaigns, and Xenoblade being sort of wrapped up for now, to me, is actually a great thing. I think it's cool. I'm always a champion for kind of like letting series breathe or just finish and just be done with them. Do I think Xenoblade is gone forever? No, I don't. I think it will come back, but I think we're kind of getting sort of confirmation, soft confirmation, not total, but soft confirmation here, that, okay, next Monolith Soft game, not Xenoblade. And that's okay. That's actually kind of cool. The other thing is that, okay, when will this come out? Because this doesn't, if they're recruiting now, in the beginning of August in 2024, that means the game must be like 5 years away. Well, not necessarily. It just means that they need more staff. I would say the game is more than likely halfway done, and they just need more staff. They just need more time and talent. And if anything, again, it's not like they made 50% of the game, 50% of the assets. 50, no, I mean, like, they've probably, from just kind of, eyeballing, the positions they're looking for, to me, it seems like, interestingly, not really anything for combat was related in there. Nothing like about combat, mechanics or anything there. Although he did say everything is open. But to me, it seems like the pre-production work on this game is done. Like, he knows what the game is. He knows what's going to make. He knows what he's writing. He has a general idea, I think, of what they want to do. And pre-production can oftentimes be the longest part of game production, is just figuring out what you're going to do. And again, Monolithsoft has stressed over and over and over again in their developer blogs, in their interviews, that their big key to success is that they plan out exactly what the mechanics are, the size of the game, how many maps, how many areas of the world, how everything that's going to be in the game. They plan that out on paper before making the game, and they don't deviate. They say, we're going to say, if they say we have 10 areas in the game, there are 10 areas in the game, and that's what they do. They buckle down, make those 10 areas, fill those 10 areas up with everything that needs to be in those 10 areas, and then just go. No feature creep, no scope creep, nothing like that. You don't do that. That's stupid. It's inefficient. It's reckless. It's ruined game studios with these inane feature creep and scope creep stuff, and they don't do that. That's a big part of why Monolithsoft can do what it does. They lock in, figure out what they're going to do before they start doing it, and then stick to the plan. So. And going by what the positions they are looking for and opening up here, to me, it looks like very much pre-production, mostly done. They might still, obviously this sounds like they're still kind of looking for a general character design, art style, maybe. And again, that is important. But remember, Xenoblade 1 was made without any actual character designer on board in mind. So that is entirely possible. They're going here. I don't think that's happening here, but my point is just that I think they know what they're going to do. I think they know what the story is. I think they know what the mechanics are. I think they know what the combat's going to be. At this point, it's just filling in everything else. It's actually just going ahead and doing it. Now, all that being said, when do I think the game will actually come out at this point? Well, this is probably 2 years away, 2 to 3 years away, assuming, say, like, all the pre-production is done, and that it is really just about, like, okay, it's time to physically make the world, put it into practice, make the 3D models, make the animation, do all that. I would say 2 to 3 years. Again, we have to, if we go by Monolithsoft's production schedule, where, end of April 2015, they finished Xenoblade X in Japan. December 2015, they released Xenoblade X in North America, including all the DLC that came out that year. March 2017... 60% of Monolith Soft goes in and makes Breath of the Wild and finishes Breath of the Wild. December 2017, they released Xenoblade 2. September 2018, they released Torn of the Golden Country. May 2020, they released Xenoblade 1 Definitive Edition. You know, not only is it like a full-on an actual remaster, but it has 10-hour epilogue added into it. And then July 2022, they released Xenoblade 3. April 2023, they released Future Redeemed. They basically don't really go more than 2 years. They usually go less than 2 years between products. So you know, looking at that window now, where it's been it's been a little over 1 year from Future Redeemed. You know, by next year we'll be hitting the 2-year mark in spring of 25. By the end of 25, it's very feasible, and like they would normally have had a game ready to go or something ready to go by then. So you know, just going by their whole release schedule for like the past nearly 10 years. If we go by the last 10 years of Monolith Soft, this would indicate that they're probably like normally ready to go with another game. So again, my guesstimation here is that like this game is 2 to 3 years away. And I actually strongly think that there may be another sort of remaster or intergrade style game in between, a definitive edition of something. Maybe it is X. Maybe I'm completely wrong about X. It could happen. But part of me thinks it'll be Xenoblade 2. Xenoblade 2 is their best-selling game of all time. Xenoblade 2 with more content will probably sell pretty good. And Xenoblade 2 is the game in the most dire need of some quality of life fixes to it. So all that being said, yeah, I'm still kind of on train. I think Monolith Soft will have a product ready on the new Nintendo system within 12 months of the system coming out. Again, we don't really know when the system's coming out. It's anywhere from April 2025 forward. So any point in time from there, we're looking at least till April 2026 at the earliest is when I think we will have a new Monolith Soft game. And I don't even think that's that crazy. Could it be this game? Could this new Tetsuya Takahashi RPG be just the next game they have? And could it be ready within 12 months of the next Nintendo system? Abso-fucking-lutely it could. That is absolutely possible. If this, say the new Nintendo system launches in the middle of summer or fall of 25, and then that basically says like by summer or fall of 2026, could we have a new not a new Xenoblade, but a new Monolith Soft RPG? Absolutely, 100% absolutely. That would be 4 years from Xenoblade 3, and 3 from Future Redeemed. So absolutely, this could easily happen. So, as far as timetables go, again, obviously nothing this year, and I don't really think next year, maybe super late next year or super early 26 is, again, when I would put down probably when we're going to see the next Monolith Soft game, probably even be playing the next Monolith Soft game. But yeah, this is hyper exciting either way. I'm actually kind of excited for Takahashi to be making his first non-Xeno related RPG in over 25 years. After a quarter century, he got his story told, he got it out there, he got to finish it off, and he's moving on to something else. He's actually going to make something new. And if you wanted like any sort of real proof of this, just go back and read the lyrics to Future Awaits from Future Redeemed. That song is about Takahashi. I knew it immediately from the first few lines. I knew exactly what was going on in that song between Mitsuda and Takahashi. Like that song is all about, him basically like, hey, you've done it, you've made it through, just take that step forward, and now we are getting sort of soft confirmation. He's taking that step forward. We are finally going to see a brand new RPG saga from Tetsuya Takahashi, now that he has finally and wonderfully finished the Xenoblade games. I couldn't be more excited. This is really exciting news for me, even if it is just, a nothing burger image and a message from Tetsuya Takahashi. I can't tell you how excited this is. I'm just happy that they're insisting on their production environment. They're acknowledging that yes, the new system is going to be more powerful. We need more talented staff. And we are absolutely going to be making a big, large-scale game. That's the other thing, too. This is the other one last thing. This does confirm that their next project will not be any sort of small side project. He is absolutely saying the Xenoblade team's next game is a large, open-world environment game. And that is hyper exciting. I can't wait to see what they do. I can't wait to see them dunk all over Game Freak again. I can't. I wonder if the 37 new hires will be up to the task. Whatever. Can't wait to see them dunk on pretty much most of the rest of the industry, anyways, in general. And yeah, that's me throwing a little bit of my bias out there. I don't care. It's my channel. I'm the Monolith Soft guy. Let me know what you guys think, and I will see you on the channel later, dudes.